Welcome to the Vida Spiritual Connection from Vida Spiritual Learning Center, where you are empowered to create the life you desire. Our guiding belief is, by valuing and empowering all, we inspire a joyous and fulfilling life. At Vida, we study and practice the teachings of the science of mind and spirit founded by Dr. Ernest Holmes. Each week, we present an inspiring spiritual message and a guided meditation. Now, here's today's message.
Hello and welcome to the Vida Spiritual Connection. I am Reverend Keven Kadel. Throughout 2023, our theme has been renewing mind and opening heart. Now, one of Vida's guiding principles, as you just heard, is by valuing and empowering all, we inspire a joyous and fulfilling life. I join with Vida Spiritual Learning Center in knowing our LGBTQ plus family and friends have a joyous and powerful Pride Month. The theme throughout June is unifying divine pairs. And right now I look into the union between your local mind and divine mind, and it appears in the end to be a kind of union or marriage. It appears obvious that you have your mind, which appears to be separate and distinct from my mind, which appears to be separate and distinct from your friend's mind, which appears to be separate and distinct from the thinking of the world around you. And it brings up a binary. Binaries abound in metaphysics and spirituality. And binaries are not necessarily opposites, but are an either or, a this or that, a one or another, your mind or another's mind. And typical of metaphysical binaries are things like it's dark or it's light, it's fear or it's love, it's separation or it's connection, it's head or it's heart. And the binary I look into is that the activity of your mind only appears to be separate and distinct from any other mind, including appearing to be separate from the mind of God. I'm here to dispel the notion that there is either your thinking or higher thinking. Metaphysically, there is one ultimate thinker of which your thinking is a facet. Most are familiar with the binary of fight or flight. When a being with a brain is confronted with a life or death encounter, there is an automatic reaction to either run or fight. Fight or flight is a kind of maybe baked-in lower brain function that appears to be common to all beings with brains. And while this might be evidence of a universal mind, there is more to mind than two reactions to an external circumstance or condition. If one studies nature, there are other choices. Sometimes it is both, strike a blow and then run. Sometimes it's freeze or faint, like possums playing dead or those fainting goats you see on YouTube. Sometimes it is camouflaging or fading into the background like a chameleon. Binaries are good for beginning a process of changing mentalities. Binaries help introduce or demonstrate a new concept or principle. And then binaries soon outgrow their usefulness. Dwelling on a binary too long reinforces rigid or limited or black and white thinking. Dwelling on that binary too long can get you stuck, or you can dither or oscillate between just two options without seeing any other. And as a concept or principle sprouts and flourishes in mind, more facets, more gradations, more subtleties appear between the two choices, around the two choices, beyond those two initial choices. And once you understand that there is this scale, this spectrum, this gradation of options, you first begin by figuring out where you are on that spectrum. And from there, you can effectively put this new concept or new principle into practice with good effect in your life. As binary mentalities heal and grow, binaries naturally evolve into continuums or spectrums. In this case, your mind versus divine mind, the evolution is like a courtship, a marriage between your local mind and divine mind. You are liberated then from this sort of limited black and white thinking, and your life becomes this fabulous rainbow, this spectrum of spirit-divined potentialities and spirit-fulfilled actualities. To unpack the binary of local mind and God's mind a little more, because God is often represented as a supreme version of a human, it is natural you would feel that your mind is separate from the mind of God, same as you feel your mind is separate from my mind. The science of mind and spirit posits that there is only one mind, at times called universal mind, other times called divine mind, and in science of mind speak, both universal mind and divine mind are synonymous with God. Mind in the science of mind is a bigger, deeper, more complex, more imaginative, more intuitive, more creative, more all-encompassing than just brain and activity of brain. Mind in the science of mind is thought. It's thinking, both conscious and unconscious. And those are synonymous to the head part of the head or heart binary. I'll get back to that in a minute. Unconscious thoughts are your habits, your patterns, your beliefs. When your conscious thoughts are not directing life, when you've checked out, the unconscious thoughts take over, and at the same time, you become susceptible to the thinking of the world around you. The mind in the science of mind includes your feelings. Those are those inward sensations, some negative, hopefully mostly positive. Those happen in mind. And positive feelings are living spirit alive in you. And as I always encourage you, it's very helpful to develop a list, a lexicon of positive feelings, of God qualities, a lexicon of love. Within you are all these feelings, all these qualities of God. And in the head or heart binary, your feeling capacities, they are synonymous with heart. The head or heart binary merges because head and heart are part of the great mind of God. Mind and the science of mind are also emotions. As you choose to express and experience feelings as emotions, emotions are another facet of mind. Emotions are feelings that are set in motion, and the flow of those emotions actually are felt. The changes occur in your body temple, and those bodily changes then become information. It feeds information back into your mind. Mind in the science of mind is your intuition. Mind in the science of mind are your ideas. It is your creativity. And mind in the science of mind is your five sensory systems, those inputs from what you see, hear, taste, smell, and touch. In the science of mind, all this is happening in and as your local mind and in the world around you throughout this human phase of your soul's journey. So whether you are consciously aware of it, your upbringing is a function of those who assisted you, the relationships with parents, teachers, caregivers, healers, siblings, extended family, and friends. You become an adult as a result of the collective efforts of many folks, and these are all activities of universal mind. Ernest Holmes in The Science of Mind expanded on this principle that there is one mind common to living spirit, one mind common to all living spirits' creation, and that the one mind common to all includes your mind. Given all that has brought your life to this point, the universal mind begins to feel not only possible, probable, but it is probably the way it is. Therefore, the moments you have of clarity, of powerful positive change in your thinking, of understanding, of breakthrough, of imagination, of inspiration, of creativity, your local mind operates with and as universal or divine mind. To the degree you realize it, your local mind is part of universal or divine mind, and to the To the degree that you open to, embrace, and use this principle of universal mind, your mind operates, cooperates, and co-creates with divine mind. That is very powerful. How do you do that? Spiritual practices build that bridge between your local mind and divine mind. Spiritual practices are, in a way, flirting with divine mind, courting divine mind, embracing divine mind, engaging and marrying with divine mind. Each time you meditate, affirm, affirmatively pray, journal, study some spiritual writings, catch a vision, you align your local mind more with divine mind. Each time you are of service or give as a spiritual practice, have a session with your practitioner or spiritual counselor, or immerse in the beloved community, you attune more with universal mind. And as you nurture that relationship to divine mind, your local mind turns away from negativity and turns toward positivity. As you practice the principle of universal mind, all facets of your mind, your thinking, your feeling, your intuiting, that expands, it elevates, it clarifies, it eases, enlightens. You heal your habits, patterns, and beliefs. You improve your conscious thought and your intuitive abilities and have more positive feelings. I know it's an old analogy, but think of divine mind as a radio transmitter. Your local mind is a radio receiver. Stinking thinking is like tuning into a station you don't like, or maybe even the static between stations. Aligning and attuning to universal mind is tuning into the station that always plays your favorite music. Divine mind is always transmitting something for your highest and greatest good. To continue the analogy, your local mind is also a transmitter to divine mind. Divine mind responds to your thoughts, your feelings, your intuitions. Embracing, aligning, and tuning to divine mind heals and grows your consciousness, and it amplifies and elevates who you are at your essence, which is pure spirit. So if you so choose, your relationship with universal mind is the epitome of a high-functioning, mutually beneficial, interdependent relationship. Cooperating, collaborating, and co-creating with divine mind brings out the best in you. As you open to universal mind, you naturally bless and release anything that no longer serves. And as you do that, all your relationships heal and grow, especially your relationship with divine mind in all of its dimensions. You are naturally more loving, then more peaceful, more joyous, more compassionate to yourself and all beings your life touches. You are an essential facet of divine mind, a meditation in the mind of God. As Reverend Sunshine says, you are the unique, unrepeatable way that living spirit lives in this human plane. As you unify with universal mind, you live living spirit to its fullest. So I invite you to turn within for prayer. And in this moment, it's easy then to see, feel, sense, touch that divine mind, that universal mind. It is with that universal mind that the feelings of love and peace and joy and compassion, those qualities of God, of health and well-being, of abundance and all good things, of a feeling of compassion beyond all understanding, all of that is happening in divine mind. It is all living spirit. And knowing God, living spirit, to be everywhere and within, I know that I am one of it and one with it. And as I am one with living spirit, it's true for you too that you are one with living spirit. You are one with universal mind. You are one with divine mind. And therefore, within you and surrounding you is all of the light and love of living spirit. So I speak my word that our minds align and attune with divine mind. Our local minds easily are liberated from limited thinking. We now think productively, lovingly, peacefully, joyously, and compassionately. In collaboration with and connection to universal mind, our local minds are continually renewing, and we are transformed, body, mind, and soul. In co-creation with divine mind, we easily become more of the magnificent beings of light and love we are at our essence. So I bless the world as we are blessed. I give thanks for this answered prayer, for this communion, this connection in spirit, this revelation of the divine mind as you, as me. And I release my word now into the law of mind and action, knowing as it is spoken that it is so. That marriage of divine mind is happening right now, right here, for you, for me. And we feel the lightness, we feel the intelligence, the creativity, the compassion in universal mind right here and right now. And now it is, and so it is. Amen. And please stay tuned for a wonderful meditation.
Welcome to our time of meditation. In the science of mind teaching, we often talk about oneness, the idea that we are one with the divine, that nothing separates us from God. Ernest Holmes wrote, "We are in an eternal state of complete unity with the whole. Our conscious mind is our understanding of God. Our subjective mind is our use of the universal creative medium, and our body is one with the body of reality." So let us begin by relaxing and allowing any busyness of the day to gently fall away, bringing our attention to the here and now, and on our breathing. Let's take several deep breaths together, breathing in all the way and holding for a moment, and then breathing out completely. And let's do that again, breathing in, holding for just a moment, and releasing. And just let your breathing find its own natural rhythm. And begin releasing any tension that you may have been holding. Releasing more with each out-breath. Breathing in and breathing out. And as any remaining tension continues, allow it to just melt away. Breathing in and breathing out. And as you settle deeper into this time, your body may even feel as though it's floating, and that's perfectly okay. Breathing in and breathing out. And now I invite you into that peaceful, quiet place at the core of your being, where you rest in your oneness with the divine presence. Allow yourself to bask in the feeling of unity with God. You might say to yourself, "I am one with the divine. I am one with the divine. I am one with the divine." I am one with the divine. I am one with the divine. I am one with the divine. Yes, I am one with the divine. As we bring our time of meditation to a close, I'd like to share with you an affirmation that Ernest Holmes wrote in the Science of Mind text. At all times, I am aware of my immediate oneness with God, and the glory of my thought makes me immune to negative experiences, even to negative suggestions. I desert fear and turn resolutely and joyously to faith, and swiftly into my experience comes the desired good. I give thanks that I am divine and that I know my divinity. A sacred refuge is this inner place where my thought contacts and consciously becomes one with the indwelling Almighty. And as our time draws to a close, the invitation is to become consciously aware of the place in which you find yourself, gradually bringing yourself back into this time and this place, perhaps wiggling fingers and toes, moving a little bit to reorient your body with this space. And as we bring this time to a close, remember that we are all indeed one with the divine. And so it is, and now it is. Amen.
Thanks for tuning in to the Vida Spiritual Connection. Please visit our website to submit a confidential prayer request. While there, sign up for our weekly email and receive the latest information for events, classes, and meetups. Remember to subscribe to Vida's YouTube channel, click like, and click the bell to get notifications. You can also find Vida on Facebook and Instagram. Whoever sows generously also reaps generously. Giving is a spiritual practice. As you bless the world, you are blessed. Your financial contribution to Vida Spiritual Learning Center is an investment in your spiritual education and flow. Your contributions support your spiritual growth and this show, so it's a win-win. Use the link on our website, drop a check in the mail, or Zelle your contribution to 562-928-6460 or to vida@vidaslc.org. Thank you for your generous support. Have a wonderful week and see you next time for the Vida Spiritual Connection.